We will begin with our opening prayers. Om Badram Karnebihi Shrunuyam Devaha Badram Pashyam Akshabihi Yajatraha Sthairaihi Angai Tushtavanga Sastanubihi Vyashem Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti no Indro Vruddhasravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastaksharyo Arishtanemihi Swasti no Bruhaspati Dadatu Om Shanti 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 Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vakpranaschakshuhu Srotramatha balamindriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahmopanishadam aham brahma nirakuryam mama brahma nirakarot nirakarnamastu nirakaraname astu tadatmani nirate upnishatsu dharmaha te mayi santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. With this prayer, we didn't have the session last time, and if you remember, we have stopped at stanza number 2 of chapter 3. We have finished chapter 1 and 2, and I think it is absolutely necessary how far we have come. Gita was a monotone, and the reason we had the Gita for a long time, so in our brain, the mindset is Gita's style, Gita's content. We have been so much hung up on the Gita. And in going through first and second chapter, it was my observation that we are facing some difficult time. There are only 2 concepts in what we are studying. In Gita, there were 700 different things, and we didn't still bother about that. But these are only 2 concepts. And our mind has become so much resistant to allow those 2 concepts in our mind. What's going on here? Why is it so? The problem is here. Gita was all preparation. He was preparing us. What was he preparing us for? He was preparing us so we become so much spotless. Our mind right now has a tons of garbage. Gita was able to flush that out. How so? He has given us so many techniques which would prepare us to commit no sin. No sin. For example, renounce your desire. A lot of people misunderstand that. Well, I have to get the promotion. How come I can renounce that desire? Where am I going to go? Am I going to be a truck driver then? That is not his intention. His intention was do everything that you have to do, but without desire. Means Durga no bandide. Don't bind yourself with the ropes. Be free. Keep your mind totally immune. That was the single most message the Gita has given us. If we had absolutely followed that all along the 700 stanzas, and if our mind was clean, we would have absolutely no difficulty in allowing the Mandukya. Not at all. But I think there was some trash still remained here. There are only two concepts, real and unreal. What is real and what is not real? Very easy to understand. The real is something which is perpetual, which is eternal, which is always there, which is homogeneous, which has no dent. That is real. Ask anything. Is the tree real? Is the mountain real? Is the event real? And by this definition of eternity and homogeneity and without dent, you will clearly understand that, oh, such and such thing is not real. Number one thing. That is what we have been doing in chapter 1 and 2 to prepare ourselves to understand, to grasp what is real and unreal. I believe we haven't wasted our time. I believe so. In stanza number 7 of chapter 1, he already said, oh, I'm not there, I'm not there, I'm not there. About 12 to 14 different locations he is walking us through and telling us, I'm not there. And he has clearly told us that Chatuspad, 4 quarters, the 3 of them, he is only, all the 4 of them, in the 3 of them, he is observer, but not in them. He is fully in force. And now in chapter 3, we are going to understand that Advaita, So unreal and Advaita, these are the only two phrases in the entire Mandukya. Nothing more than that. And there was some surprise that, oh, this Gita which was spoken on the battlefield with keeping the swords and the spears and the conches right there. The 700 stanzas were completed. Let's ask a question. Was this a real phenomenon? Was the Krishna real? Was Bhishma blowing his strength all over was real? The answer without proof, you will ask the proof right away if I'm going to say something. You are very particular about that. You will catch my neck. No, 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 Amrit Bhai, hold on right here. You are going too fast. No, no, I'm not going too fast. I'm going patiently. The entire battlefield and including everybody was unreal. This is my statement. Including the charioteer Krishna. It was happening in the dream. How so? સુદામાએ કૃષ્ણને કહ્યું નદીએ નવા જતી વખતે, and I'm now speaking in English. Sudama asked Krishna at the time they were going to the river for bath. Hey, my friend, Krishna, Vasudeva, we played too much when we were children. Went to the forest for burning wood, and you stretch your hand for the pot. When the Guru Patni asked for that pot, she was milking cow. And you were in the class with Sandipani. You couldn't get up from there. But at the same time, you had to fetch that pot for Guru Patni. And I saw your hand stretching there. You pulled the pot and gave it to the Guru Patni. But I forgot about that. I thought it was a joke. But today I have the curiosity. Hey, Krishna. જરાક કઈ એવી તારી માયા હોય તો બતાવની. If you have any illusory power, can you please kindly show it to me? And Krishna smiled. Oh, આ ક્યાં દુઃખમાં પડવાનું? Why is he asking for the misery? ક્યાં દુઃખમાં પડવાનો? Jatka band. With a heavy stroke, he pushed him down in the water. And Sudama had different life. Growing as a child, going to school, get married, have children, became older, too weak now. His wife died. And in that time, in that town, wherever he was, there was a custom that when they put the dead body on the wood fires, the husband would also have to sit there and burn together with his wife. And Sudama did not want to die. He was crying like a baby, oh no, no, no. But the villagers who gathered, they obey the rules of the customs, and some of the brave people lifted Sudama and put him on the wooden pyres, and they started the torch. The flames now wrapping around Sudama. Oh, in a split second, I will be turning to ash. He yelled shoutily, oh, somebody save me, somebody save me, somebody. Who is going to save him except Krishna? He pulled him out from the river. It may be hardly few seconds, but he had more than 100 years of life. Ashtavakra was entering Janak's Sabha assembly, and Janak was still mumbling about his dream. Oh, is this real or that is real? And the assembly people were amused at what has happened to his mind? Why is he mumbling this one line? Is this true or that is true? Nobody had the courage to ask him, hey, what are you mumbling? He was the Maharaja. Who had the guts to ask him? Nobody. So Ashtavakra entered, and every day Janak and Ashtavakra had the friendly talk while they would go for walking in the evening. Oh, I was waiting for you. Tell me, what is real? Is this real or that is real? And Ashtavakra said, be patient, both are unreal. In the dream, Janak lost the war. The other victorious king asked him, hey, Janak, only because you were king until you were defeated, I'm not going to kill you. Just walk out of this town barefoot. And the entire dream was miserable. He walked miles and miles. He was hungry. There was somebody donating food, so he stood in the line, and in the pot he collected the food. But then the big bird saw the food and flapped the bowl and knocked it down, so he lost the food also. Collapse now. Collapse. And he woke up in the palace, luxurious bedroom. But the dream was so damn real, he couldn't believe. Now, is this the dream or that was the dream? Which is what? And that is why he was going crazy or mumbling. Is this dream or that is dream? This simple scientific judgment, how to judge whether something is real or not real. Very hard. There was a Chinese philosopher, and nighttime he was dreaming he became butterfly. And it was a springtime. He had a lot of luxury to suck honey from a lot of flowers around. And he was mumbling himself, oh no, I don't want to be a human being. Their life is too short. They don't have as much fun as I have. The butterfly didn't know that one scorching heat and his wings would collapse. He didn't know that. So he was dreaming, but he was thinking this is all real. And likewise in the Jagrata Avastha, we are dreaming this is all real. Why so? Because we are using our equipment, body, mind, and intellect. These three equipment have the capability to make unreal as real. In order to see the real, then you have to remove these three things. And the 700 stanzas of the Gita have prepared us very well, extremely well, how to get out of the mind. We are prepared. We are. There is no excuse. We have all been sitting together. We have gone stanza after stanza. Many of them still may be ringing in our head. So much so for the real and unreal. I think we are prepared to understand real and unreal. Now the third chapter is taking us to Dvaita and Advaita. એક દાદરો તો ચડ્યા નથી હજુ રિયલ ને અનરિયલ નો અને હવે દ્વૈત ને અદ્વૈત નો ચડવાનું કહે છે એ માણસ. That guy is too impatient. He has told us a lot of things about real and unreal, and we didn't climb that staircase. Now he is asking us to go on the Dvaita and Advaita. Difficult, of course, but as I said, remove the body, mind, and intellect. If you just cool down the mind to the point that it stopped functioning, the body will not know then that I am body here lying in the bed or sofa. The mind shut down completely. Every morning, Mercy Arvind did that in horse and buggy ride, going to his English literature class. His mind automatically will shut down. And there happens the jump into the real thing from the unreal. Existence of body, mind, and intellect are obstacles. Maharishi Arvind established a marvelous example, even in a short ride from his wooden house. His house is marvelous, by the way. Go to Baroda and see his house. I was impressed, gone through several times. પેલો ઘોડાગાડી વાળો કહેતો સાહેબ ઊંઘી ગયા છે. મને એ સેન્ટેન્સ બહુ ગમી ગયેલું એટલે વારે ઘડી બોલું છું. રામકૃષ્ણ પરમહંસ બેકયાર્ડમાં ઝૂંપડી પાડેલી. There was a hut in the backyard. For 6 months, his mind did not fluctuate. There was no mind. So if somebody asked a question, oh, you are talking too much. But I have a scientific mind. And a question, is this all doable? Yes, because some people have done that already. They have exhibited. They did not bury themselves in the ground for 6 months, like so many Hatha yogi would do. They were normal people. They were very normal people. And here lies the promise. If those normal people, like Vivekananda used to do samadhi in the morning and evening, Jamsetji Tata, વિવેકાનંદ ન્યુયોર્કની હોટલમાં જ્યાં ઉતર્યા હતા ત્યાં મળવા ગયા. Jamsetji Tata went to see Vivekananda in the morning where he was staying in the hotel. Hey Swamiji, I want to establish an enterprise, an iron factory. Where in India I should make a foundation? And Swami Vivekananda said, come tomorrow morning at this time. I would be out of my samadhi at that time, and I will give you the answer. Next day, Tata went to see Vivekananda. And Vivekananda had asked day before that, bring a map of India with you when you come. And with the closed eyes, he was moving the finger on the map. And with the closed eyes, he put his finger at one spot. That is where Jamsetji Tata established his iron enterprise. So don't ask me, please, oh, you are talking too much. But you are not telling us whether it is doable or not. I want to do that as soon as you finish my session here. I want to do that. Yes, anyone can do that. Anyone. That is why we have created these informal sessions We didn't do any hula hoop. We didn't advertise too much. Nothing. Whoever want to come and enjoy, enjoy. Yesterday, I was talking to one of a very famous person. And they were inviting me for some talk. And one of the question was, please give us your resume. And I said, I have tons of resumes. Very impressive. I'm not bragging here. But as far as Advaita Vedanta is concerned, I absolutely have no resume. Sorry. I have no resume. અહીંયા તો માણસ અદ્વૈતની વાત કરવા બેઠેલો છે. જ્યાં homogeneous, dentless, અદ્વૈત સિવાય બીજું કંઈ નથી. There is nothing except that Advaita. Where in the world that resume will have the room? I don't. At least I don't. So anyhow, I'm trying to conceptualize some of the things before we begin this third chapter of Advaita. I'm trying to flush I'm trying to retrain our body, mind, intellect concept. And it is doable. Sanat Bhai, you were raising your finger. Did you have any question?
No, I was just scratching my.
Oh,
no,
no, that's okay, because I didn't stop and I was
sorry.
continuously speaking. I thought maybe you have something. Okay, anyhow, we stop at second stanza of third chapter. One encouraging comment I have before I begin this second stanza. We had a little admirable struggle last time about English language and Gujarati language. Some of my friends privately encourage me to speak Gujarati here and there. And I have here Manorama Ben did not want to miss a single Sanskrit word explanation. So she was insisting on English. And I was scratching my head last night. I do that always before I turn to sleep myself. Yeah, but there is a third dilemma. I have the two dilemma, the English and Gujarati, but there is a third dilemma I have, which who is going to solve? And the third dilemma is, When I read any scripture, well, I read Sanskrit literature side also and enjoy that very much. But particularly when I read the scriptures, and please don't think that I'm a Sanskrit Pandit and I have any formal education in Sanskrit. I have only 9th grade background in Sanskrit. This is the fact I am telling you. However, I have studied Sanskrit up to Panini level. So if somebody has a master PhD in Sanskrit, he can easily make a discussion. The dilemma I had was, in any of the scriptural stanzas, so much tons and tons of golden beauty of the language sitting. I think that should also inspire somebody. No, just speak the Sanskrit stanza. We don't want to hear in English or in Gujarati. Think about that. And I'm going to read such a stanza here. Ataha, it is ato, but the sandhi, ataha. Ataha vakshyami, bhavishya card, future tense, vakshyami, what's the dhatu? Therefore, I'm going to speak, he says. But see the beauty, I have said in English. Therefore, I'm going to speak, he says. But look at Sanskrit. Ato vakshyami. I understand more meaning in ato vakshyami than by saying either, oh, now I'm going to say, or હવે હું કંઈ કહેવાનો છું. Try yourself also. I enjoy languages very much. By profession, I was a mathematician, but was very fond of reading the construct of the language and so many things. So what does he say here? Ato vakshyami akarpanyam. These two words are heavy duty. Akarpanyam. And then ajati. There is a sandhi there. You have to read through the sandhi. Akarpanyam, ajati, samatam gatam. Oh, these three words. Free from miseries and limitations. That is akarpanyam. Ajati, free from birth. Samatam gatam, homogeneously pervading and without dent. Samatam gatam. Ataha vakshyami akarpanyam ajati samatam gatam. So ataha, when he says ataha means therefore. So what did he say before? Why does he have to say therefore? So let's just kind of see what the first stanza was about. I'm not worried about the speed here, but I am worried about the concept going on here, which is very important. Upasana asritah dharmah jate brahmani vartate pragutpattehe ajam sarvam tena asau krupanah smrutah. We did this stanza, but I will say again the subtle meaning of that stanza, because when this Mandukya was coming out, and when there was a lot of duality religions going on, like Dev Devini puja karo, phul chadavo, page lago, all that type of thing. He's saying here that when you do that kind of bhakti, and you don't know that the ultimate is different, that you don't know, and that is why you are miserable. You don't know means the truth is something else. There will be coming a lot of stanzas about this first stanza again, because he wants to flush the Dvaitin. He wants to flush the dualist. Dual concept ne flush karva mage. That's why he's saying in the second stanza, Ataha means therefore. Therefore, હવે હું કહેવાનો તને કંઈ. Therefore, I'm going to say something to you. What is he going to say? Therefore, I will now describe to you that Brahman, which is free from limitations, unborn and homogeneous. Akarpanyam ajati samatam gatam. Yathana jayate kinchit. જેમાંથી કંઈ જન્મતું નથી. Nothing is born out of that. Yathana jayate kinchit. એ બ્રહ્મન એવું છે કે એમાંથી કંઈ જન્મતું નથી. ઓહો, આપણે ક્યાંથી આવેલા? એ ધીરે ધીરે આવશે. ધીરે ધીરે આવશે કે એમાંથી તો કંઈ જન્મતું નથી, તો આપણે ક્યાંથી આવે? Where did we come from if nothing is born out of that? He is unborn, ajam. Yathana jayate. જ્યાં કંઈ જન્મતું નથી. Yathana jayate kinchit. Jayamanam samantatah. There is nothing born out of that. However, and then what does he say? Jayamanam samantatah. પણ દેખાય છે તો બધું ચોમેર બહુ ઘણા બધા જન્મેલા એવું દેખાય છે. જાયમાન સમંતતઃ. બધે બધ સમંતતઃ means everywhere. So he is telling us that એમાંથી કંઈ જન્મતું નથી, પણ દેખાય છે ખરું કે બધું ઘણું બધું જન્મેલું છે. પ્રાણીઓ, મનુષ્યો, all kind of things. So he is making two parts here. Ajam, નહીં જન્મે એવો. અને બીજો part, જાયમાન સમંતત. બધું ઘણું બધું જન્મેલું છે. And then he will differentiate these two. Oh, the second one is only unreal. Don't worry about that. The first one, Ajam, is the real one. So slowly, 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 everything is coming. So હવે એને કહ્યું કે વક્ષ્યામી, હવે એ બોલવા બેસવાનું. તો હવે જરા આપણે કાન બરાબર રીતે ખુલ્લા રાખીએ અને એને સાંભળીએ કે શું કહેવા માંગે છે. આત્મા હિ આકાશવત. I'm splitting the Sandhi so you may capture some of the meaning of the Sanskrit words. Atma hi akashvat. Jivai hi gatakasha. Gatakashai hi uditaha. Gatakashaihi eva. There is eve santailu છે એની અંદર. Eve. And eve means like. Atma hi akashavat. Jivaihi gatakashaihi eva uditaha. શું કહેવા માંગે છે અહીંયા આગળ? એક ઘટાકાશ શબ્દ છે, બધા ઉપનિષદની અંદર એ આવે છે. અને we need to clarify that. ઘટાકાશ એટલે sky in the pot. There is a whole sky pervading. અને આપણને એમ થાય છે કે આ ગળાની અંદરથી આકાશ જતું નથી. It is subtler than X-ray. It can go. We think that because it is a pot, there is a wall here. Not really. It is only an illusory thing, but the akash is going through that. એનું નામ ઘટાકાશ પાડેલું છે. અને ઘટાકાશ is compared with the individual ego, with the individual human being or the individual jiva. That is ઘટાકાશ. અને વારે ઘડી એવું આવશે કે ગળો ફૂટી જાય તો ગળામાંનું આકાશ પેલા મોટા આકાશની સાથે મળી જતું હોય છે. એને મળવાનું હોતું જ નથી, એ તો મળેલું જ છે. એ તો આપણને એવું દેખાય છે ગળાને લીધે કે અહીંયા દિવાલ છે આવે. Not so. So he is comparing ઘટાકાશ with human. અને ધીરે રહીને આવશે જ્યારે જન્મ કે મરણ, એમાં મેઇન આકાશ ને કોઈ વાંધો આવતો નથી. So ઘટાદી વચ્ચ સંગાતૈહિ જાતૌ એતદ નિદર્શનમ. Sandhi is very important thing. If you split the Sandhi, I think your job is about 90% easy. You can see the distinct words and get the meaning. The Akash like Atman. Atma hi Akashvat. So when I translate, you can go parallel with those Sanskrit words. The Akash like Atman manifesting in the form of the separative egos. And the separative egos, where is that word in the first line? Jivaihi gatakashaihi. Gatakashni jam jivo. So there are two things going on here. The Atma is compared with Akash and Gatakash is compared with the individual human being or individual ego. So you can see what is going in that first line. Atma hi akashavat. આત્મા ખરેખર આકાશ જેવો છે. જીવૈહિ ઘટાકાશૈહિ, અને બધા જીવો, ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલ જીવો એ ઘટાકાશ જેવા છે, એટલે પોટ્સ જેવા છે. એટલે આની સિમિલારિટી છે, પોટ્સ અને આકાશ, જીવ અને આત્મા. કે જેથી જ્યારે ઘડો ફૂટી જાય અથવા તો when somebody dies, what happened with relation to Akash or with relation to Atma? That is what he is trying to explain. Again, as pot space is said to be produced from the total space, so gross forms are said to be created from the capital reality. This is only for illustration purpose. Etad nidarshanam means for illustration. So એને આ comparison આપી, કારણ કે આખા chapter ની અંદર એ comparison નો support લઈને વાત કરશે. ઘટાદિષુ પ્રલિન્યેષુ ઘટાકાશ આદયઃ यथा आकाशे संप्रलीयन्ते तद्वज्जीवा हि आत्मनि. એ અહીંયા એવું કહેવા માંગે છે કે ઘટાકાશ, when the pot break down, ઘટાદિષુ પ્રલિનેષુ means when the pot break down, ઘટાકાશ આદયઃ યથા, અને પોટની જે સ્પેસ હતી, the whatever the space in the pot that merges with the big akash, same way akashe sampriliante tadvat jivaha ઇહ આત્મની. એવી રીતે આ જે જીવો છે તે પણ જ્યારે દેહ છોડે છે ત્યારે એ બિગ આકાશની અંદર, બિગ આત્માની અંદર, બિગ નોન ડ્યુઅલની અંદર મર્જ થઈ જતા હોય. So he is explaining where the atmas and where the non-dual. Later on, it will be more clear. It will come and tell us that, અને કઠોપનિષદમાં જરી વધારે explain કરેલું છે કે when a person dies, how it merges with the non-dual. But અહીંયા આગળ it is in a little compact form. He is explaining that the one real one, non-dual, is unaffected. It is eternal, constant, dentless, homogeneous. When the person dies, what is that? One has a question. We cremate the body, so all that big structure is gone. So what then goes out? પેલા non-dual, homogeneous, dentless, eternal માં તો જગ્યા નથી કોઈ વસ્તુને અંદર એડ કરવાની. તો હવે આ દેહ જે સળગી ગયો, સળગાવી મૂક્યો, અને બાકીનું જે કંઈ વધ્યું હશે, whatever, what is that? Where does it go? That has the accumulated mental impressions. that mental impressions again is given room in that big non-dual to create another unreal body. And I'm using the phrase, not a real body, unreal body, because the body is born, growing from child to young age, becomes old and gone. એક ભૂતની જેમ આવ્યું ને ભૂતની જેમ ગયું. This structure, the accumulation in the mind, the entire emphasis of the Gita was, hey, do not keep anything in the mind. Why? Because then there is no need for you to carry on that baggage and recreate the body and go through whole 9 yards. If somebody is really, 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 really serious and is sitting in the sofa couch all alone by himself or herself, and just think about, oh, હું મરી ગયો, મારું body cremate થઈ ગયું. પણ આ માઇન્ડની અંદર જે accumulate થયેલું છે, that is vajralepa iva bhavati. વજ્રલેપ એ મિથ્યા થતું નથી. એટલે જે કઈ ડિઝાયર એ કઠોપનિષદમાં એક્સપ્લેન કરેલું છે કે જવાની તૈયારી વખતે એનું ગાડું ભરતો હોય છે. આ મારું, અને મેં આમ કરેલું, અને હું આમ કરવાનો છું. ઓ પેલું મને બહુ ગમતું હતું પણ રહી ગયું, સમય ઓછો પડ્યો. તો કઈ વાંધો નથી, એ બધું ગાડામાં આવવાનું છે. And then again we start the journey. પેલો નોન ડ્યુઅલ જે છે, that has provided the food, the shelter, the family, friends, you name it. And he then keep observing you in Chatuspad. શું કરતો છે તું? આપણને ખબર નથી. અરે પણ એને બધું ભાડુંથી આપેલું છે એટલે ઓબ્ઝર્વ તો કરે, જરા દેખરેખ તો રાખે, એમાં નવાઈ. What is so surprised about that? He has the right to do that. We have forgotten all that. But સિદ્ધાર્થ જેવો જો એની વાઇફ ચાઇલ્ડ મૂકીને અડધી રાતે જતો રહેતો હોય, આ સોફામાં બેઠા હોય એકલા, ત્યારે આવા વિચાર જરૂર 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 આવવા જોઈએ. એમ દેખાવું જોઈએ. સિદ્ધાર્થ ઉઠ્યો પલંગમાંથી, બારસક સુધી ગયો. ઓ નો, અમારો સન સૂતેલો છે, એનું શું થશે? મારી વાઈફની સંભાળ કોણ લેશે? એની જે ઇન્ટેન્સિટી છે, there are two intensities here going on. One, how the hell I can get out of this mess? Another is his family sleeping in the bed. અને આ આપણે વિચારીએ છીએ સોફામાં બેઠા. હવે સિદ્ધાર્થ શું કરે છે તે ઝટકા બંધ means in a big stroke. ઝટકા બંધ હું જાણી જોઈને બોલ્યો છું, કારણ કે તો જ આ ગુજરાતીઓને બરાબર રીતે એ ઝટકો મગજની અંદર આવે. With a big stroke, that meaning doesn't go on. There is also many Sanskrit word, prajahati kaman sarvan. Pra, jahati એટલે ત્યાગવું, but પ્રજાહાતિ એટલે ઓર્ડિનરીલી ત્યાગવાનું નથી, બુદ્ધની જેમ ઝટકાબંધ ત્યાગો. પ્રજાહાતિ. સંસ્કૃત આવી રીતે ભણવાનું છે કે પ્રજાહાતિનો મીનિંગ, અરે જવું હોય તો ઝટકાબંધ જા. પ્રજાહાતિ કામાન સર્વાન. પછી કામાનમાં એક બે રહી નહીં જવું જોઈએ. ઓ આ બધું તો 100-80-90 વસ્તુ તો ત્યાગી, હવે આ બે જરા આદત છે મને સિગરેટ પીવાની ને દારૂ પીવાની. નો 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 નો. પ્રજાહાતિ કામાન સર્વાન. પછી ક્યાંથી? મનોગતાન. મનમાં પેસી ગયેલા છે. જોયું એને તો, એ તો ક્યારનું કહી ગયેલું, બીજા અધ્યાયમાં કહેલું, એને કહેલું બધું જ એને. પ્રજાહાતિ કામાન સર્વાન. બુદ્ધ ઝટકા બંધ. આપણે તો અત્યારે સોફામાં બેઠા છે, બુદ્ધ જાય છે તે રિયલ નથી, એ તો આપણી દ્રષ્ટિમાં જોવાનો પ્રયત્ન કરી. અને જરાક એટલો એ વિચાર આવે, એનું કારણ છે કે આ ઉપનિષદો ઇઝ અ રિયલ પ્રેક્ટિકલ થિંગ. If you don't put it in the practice, rather not read it. They are so much potent scriptures. And believe me, once you are hung up, you are on the road. You are on the road. You don't even know that you are on the road. That is the real thing. You don't know. You are on the road. There is a mechanism in the mind. Do not allow anything in my mind which is going to make or which is going to create a bond for me. રોડું બાંધી જાય એવો એક પણ વિચાર મારે નથી જોઈતો. સોફામાં બેઠેલું, sitting in the sofa, it has to be fruitful. એક કારગત જવું જોઈએ, એ મફતિયા ટાઈમ નથી આપણી પાસે. આ લોકોને બહુ ફરિયાદ છે, હાય ગળપણમાં એકલા થઈ જઈએ અને ટીવીઓ કેટલું જ જુએ. અરે પણ ટીવી જોવાનું શું કામ છે? આ માઇન્ડની અંદર એવું ચિંતન લાવવાની કે that leave a tremendous progress. So let's see how he is progressing. Just as when the pots are broken, I'm translating stanza number 4. Just as when the pots are broken, the pot space and so on gets merged with the supreme Akash. અહીંયા બે શબ્દો ચાલે છે, ઘટાકાશ અને આકાશ, અને બીજું આત્મા અને જીવ. Similarly, the separate ego also merge in the Atman. So he is slowly now going in how the things are working here. I think we are crossing the boundary of the time. So I would stop at stanza number 4. The reason it was the beginning chapter and I didn't want to put the gear in the third gear. So I was still in the first gear, and that was necessary. So we will stop at stanza number 5. That is where we will begin next time. But meanwhile, if there is any confusion, any discussion, whatever that you have in mind, we can clear up that thing and keep moving on. And if nobody has anything, then we can do the closing prayers and so on. So have any that there are only two situations here when there is a lot of deep silence going on. I'm not worried about that. What I think that either it is fully explained and understood, so both sides have done their job, me and yourself together. Or probably the mind was kept shut while listening. The mind has no question. So in both situations, it is healthy. But if it is outside these two situations, I would little worry about. And that is the reason we have these few minutes to clear up this situation. Let me then ask the question to you so I know what's going on here. I know you are not going to accept that we have fully understood real and unreal. Dvaita and Advaita haju શરૂ જ થયું, 4 જ શ્લોક થયા. So no question about Dvait and Advait. But the real and unreal, my question is, at least do you start feeling that yeah, we think this is something we didn't understand, but it is worthy of thinking. Do you think it is worthy of thinking? If it is understood, then there is no question. Marvelous, I would say. But if it is not understood, that's okay too. But then, in the mind, is there any flash? Oh, we didn't know, but this is something to think about. Maybe at the time going to bed, or at the time nobody is in the house, and I have the opportunity to be myself only. Do you become yourself? And the meaning of yourself means you are all alone in the room. And you are in the sofa or some easy chair or some comfortable sitting. And your mind is shut. That is what I say. You are yourself. Nobody is there. Because if mind is working, then somebody is there in your house. This is your house. Somebody is there. But when you are all alone by yourself, see how much you enjoy. There are people who would commit suicide if they have no friends or if they have no social life or whatever. When the people find out, oh no, if I shut the mind, the real myself is there. And that matters. Nothing else matters. I want to be myself. I do. It's just a little observation because you gave me time. So I have to do some reflection here. One of the beauty of these sessions is we are not doing anything academically. We are together moving with a total non-academic style. Nothing academic here. Means if there is no touch of personal touch, then it is no scriptural talk. The good part is we are all enjoying together. That is the proof of that. Okay, so because you have become so much cool, I will go to closing prayer. Om Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodaya. Om Purnam Adaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. One thing I'm going to inform you again. We are in chapter 3, and I said before that chapter 4 is mainly repetition because so many stanzas are again brought there. And the second thing, it is mainly for the quarrel going on those days between the dualist and non-dualist. And since we wanted to introduce the major or the main Mandukya Upnishad, we will be 100% contented by doing 3 chapters because it has covered everything, the Chatuspad theory, association of Omkar with the 4 stages. The second chapter talk about reality and unreality. And the third about dual and non-dual. Everything that is in the 12 stanzas, Gaudapad has done an extremely well karika within 3 chapters. So if you still be so much thrilled, I have read chapter 4 several times, and I thought it is not so much to make it inundated, so we overwhelm the main part of the 3 chapters and put something on top of it also. But it will be later on up to you if you are very much into Sanskrit slokas, translation, etc. You may browse some. That is all up to you. But we are not going to miss anything. So look like if we go with this kind of speed, I would think about maybe 6 lectures. So by the end of April, we are mostly there. And in case if you have to go to beaches or somewhere for the vacation, you can plan ahead of time. So I'm kind of giving you an idea that how much it will take. Chapter 3 has 48 stanzas. And for the beginning, we have only done 4 slokas, but that's okay because the rest of the slokas will move very smoothly once we catch the meaning of Advaita and Advaita. He is going to explain that there is no Advaita there. And he will explain in such a lucid manner that we will understand that part. And the third thing is regurgitating yourself. Oh, really? do I understand this thing? Try to look in the book, try to look the stanza, see what he is saying. But once you capture the idea that body, mind, and intellect, these are phony, focused parts of us. The real part is in shutting the mind. And once you hold that truth, you are on the roll. You are on the roll. And the meaning of you are on the roll when you don't even know you are on the roll. Then you are on the roll. You will really, really enjoy your life. You will be thrilled how much exhilaration it will bring to your whole thing, and you will be transformed totally, and your human life will be very, very meaningful. So by doing this much, I think I will stop the video first and then get out of the screen, as